How you going, people? It's Glenn from the Burnout River Clean. I'm just down the river again today. It's an absolutely beautiful day as usual. It's a winter's day and it's quite breezy. So I'm sitting in this little area here where I'm sort of out of the breeze a bit. I'm going to be picking up steel again today and whatever else I can find, so come along. If you have any questions, leave them in the question box or leave a message or something like that, because I don't know if you don't ask, and I enjoy people leaving questions or leaving comments and things like that, and that's why I'm down here today, because I'm answering a few questions that have been asked. So yeah, go ahead, leave what you like, and subscribe to the Burnout River Clean, and let's go and have a look. Okay, so it's really windy and I hope you can hear me. I've just stopped in this area here. I've got this large piece of RSJ that I put in the boat a few minutes ago. It's huge. It'd weigh about 80 kilo at least, and it's only like 1.5 feet long. I've also pulled up here because there's a bit of steel laying around, so I'm going to pick it up, put it in the boat and move down the river a little bit further. But this is a run out tide, and as you can see, the tide level now, if I was to sit here for 15 minutes, I wouldn't be moving that boat. That's how quick it goes down. So I just keep the boat basically just hovering around like that and keep a good eye on it and move it out every couple of minutes, because otherwise you're going to be stuck for a long time and you don't want that. Okay, there's a box full of steel that I've just picked up from there. That'd be 50 kilo. As you can hear, I'm pretty buggered. But yeah, I'll just move down here a little bit and see what I can find. There's a pipe there that I've missed. I might move over and grab that one too. Here's a spot along the shoreline. It's just littered with small pieces of steel like this. Wouldn't take you long to get 100 kilo or so. And I've been thinking about getting a magnet and using a magnet to just try out there where it's a little bit deeper and see what's on the bottom there. Got this little bit of a railway track here. It's about 3 foot long and it still weighs 20 or 30 kilo. But I just wanted to say, like I've said in a few videos, anything that anyone sees alive, like this kind of thing, just take the 1 minute to get them off and drop them on the ground. Doesn't matter how you drop them, they'll pick themselves up. They're snails. See, and they'll live to fight another day. Whereas if you just chuck them straight in the boat, they're just going to get cooked in an aluminium boat like that, especially here in Bundaberg. Well, I've picked up a little bit of stuff as well. On top of that, there's probably 20 or 30 kilo there, and with that railway track, they'll be pushing 40. So I'll keep going. These pieces here weigh so much. I still haven't worked out what they are. They're pipes about 100 mil round with these centre pieces through the middle of them that are just solid steel as well, and they seem to be all melted into each other. I have no idea what they are, but they're all over the place here. They've been dumped here for some sort of a retaining wall. Here's one of the shafts that sometimes will fall out if the outside's really rusty. So I'll shove that in my shopping trolley, or shopping cart, as Americans will call it, and I'll get back to picking up a bit of this stuff. There's the old Bundy Bell chugging up the river. It's a really old boat. It takes people out for cruises up and down the Burnout. Look at it, it's packed. Little wave there. It's a great looking railway track up there, but it's about 20 metres long. I just wanted to show, when I have the shopping cart / trolley in the boat, I like to keep thongs and stuff underneath it. See how it's keeping it off the rib, this main structure here? Because that is a lot of weight. There's at least 150, probably 200 kilo in that trolley alone. And that's what I do. If you don't do that, it's too much weight on the rib. So that sort of spreads the weight out a little bit more. It's working because it hasn't cracked the bottom of the boat yet. So that's something good. Have a look at the crazy amounts of steel here. When I upgrade the boat, I'll be putting a little winch system on it, and these larger pieces will all be coming out, and they're 200 kilo minimum each. There's actually an old dome looking shed up here from the river. It was connected to all this business here. You can see all these piers and broken down retaining walls and all this kind of stuff, and there was some sort of a loading wharf here. I have no idea what for. People have told me That's what that sugarcane, that railway track coming out the bank up there would have been to do with. I'll walk up and give you a look. There's no trespassing signs around. As you can see, it's now become a dumping ground. This would have been alive with people working back in the day. Imagine that would have been so cool by the river. But look at it now, it's all fallen into ruin. Some nice artwork there. You can see this whole end has fallen out, so you wouldn't want to be under that. People have been burning car tyres. You can see the steel belts sitting there. And that's the other angle. There's one piece of large steel in the end there that's left there. I don't know what it is, but look at the height. Like, this place must have been alive with workers, as I said, back in its day. So some clever person has burnt this post here. More fancy artwork. Looks like that thing in Italy, doesn't it? So the wind's rushing through here, so it's probably really loud on the last little clip that I put on, but just look at that. Look at that wall that's totally fallen out at the end up there. That is so wrong. Why people have to destroy everything, but you can see the fire's gone right up that post, and the post has eventually fallen over there. And someone's been camping in here, and a lot of people do that and crab out here for mud crabs. And you can see they're obviously trying to protect it from the wind, because that wind is, like when I stand over here, you'll hear it. So it's really coming through fast. This is some sort of a something, and I reckon this would weigh a couple of tonne easy. It's a massive, massive unit, and it's just solid steel. Tell you what, I'd like to get this one into the scrapyard. Pay for a few beers for me. But all in all, I mean, this place would have seen so much, and it is sad to see things going to ruin, but it happens to everything, doesn't it? Large frame of some sort that I will take, but not today. That can be another day. The boat's nearly full now, and here's another one here. And these are really solid. Like, the framework and the pieces added on are just huge. This was some sort of a trailer. There's the coupling and the drawbar and everything up there. And the trailer actually has, I'll come around and show you, some sort of weird couplings on the A-frame there for it to move up and down. Pretty crazy little trailer. She's had the carrot now. Have a look at the poor little boat sitting there just full of steel. Cops such a flog in this thing. I don't advise anyone to have this much weight in a boat, but I'm stationary now, and you can see that there's not much freeboard up the front of the vessel here. You're going to come into problems if you keep trying to go with this current and the wind in an opposite direction. So what I do, I'll keep the nose of the boat facing up, and you can see I'm just edging across out of the current, and I'll get on the other side of this marker here. I should be on this side of it, but I know that there's still enough water left on that side to venture over into the shallower water, and what it does is takes me out of the main current, which it already pretty much has done, see, so there's still a little bit of chop there, but I can pretty much cruise across now, and I'm happily going to cruise down the river now. You can see some mullet jumping up there in the distance. Look at this place, seriously. You could be anywhere in the world when you're up these tributaries that run off the Burnett River in Bundaberg. These areas are all over Bundaberg. These little creeks and all the rivers around here, the Elliott River, the Callan River. Baffle Creek is an absolutely ridiculously amazing place to be, and I think that's where it gets the name Baffle Creek, because people end up baffled up there. They got no idea where they are because there's so many tributaries and they all look the same. But the mud crabs up here are amazing. There's so many prawns. A lot of the recreational fishermen throw cast nets in and they catch large amounts of prawns, and there's a good supply for the commercial fishermen up here as well. So yeah, if you ever get a chance and you're in Bundaberg, come out and have a look, because it is absolutely beautiful. Stop here on my way back. You can see a big pipe on the beach up there. I'm just going to stop here and see if I can find a few little things on my way back, it's an absolutely beautiful little spot. You can see the current is just ripping through out there and the little boat's on the sand. So I hope it doesn't end up stuck. It is out a fair way, but I'll see what I can find and show you on the way back. These things, I don't know what they are. Maybe someone can leave a comment. I think that they're some sort of railway nails. That's what I've been calling them. But they're all along the banks of the Burnett River. You can see them everywhere, and some of them are rusty, some of them are buried, some of them are, you know, almost perished away, but there are a lot of them. And oh, that one's stuck. You can see there's a railway track, but I won't be pulling that one out today. I've got enough in the boat now. I just wanted to see if I could get a bucket full of these little nails just to add a little bit of weight in on the way home and give me something to do for 5 minutes. Well, that's it for today, considering I've only been out for an hour and a half. I've done all right. I've got probably 300 kilo again, maybe more. I ended up getting that railway track that I said I wouldn't get today, and I always do that. I always carry my pinch bar too, because sometimes things don't want to come out. These are these rail, whatever they are, nails, pins. It's about 60 kilo there. Fire extinguisher. And the usual little bucket of lighters and stuff. If you're walking along the bank and you see a few little things like those lighters, just grab them. I mean, it takes 2 seconds and you're stopping them from getting into the ocean and then building up growth and looking edible for a sea turtle or something. These bits here are solid pieces of steel and they weigh a fair bit. Magnet fishermen would pick these up, I think. That's about the size of the magnets they use, but I'm pretty sure their magnets can have a pulling power of about a ton. So yeah, I don't know how they go with this thing. They might pull it, but they certainly wouldn't be lifting it, I don't think. But anyway, like I say, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel up and get as many subscribers as possible. Feel free to ask anything in the comment section and I'll reply. I'm just going to go back now, put the boat on the trailer and then head up to the scrapyard. So hopefully get to film that too and stick it on. Righto, well I'm back at the ramp. I've got all the stuff in the boat and I'm ready to go now to the scrapyard. So see you there. Okay, we're at the scrapyard. Okay, she's in the little tray today, so just gets taken over to the scales in that one. And onto the scales she goes. Okay, what I usually do is drive 50 metres or something up from the scrapyard and pull over and tidy up the boat if that's possible. Put the strap on and all that sort of stuff. Looks like a good spot here. It looks totally different boat when it's empty. I mean, it's full of garbage on the ground, but I mean, it just looks weird when it's got no steel in it. Okay, all strapped in and ready to go. I'll show you what I got. Okay, the boat's now strapped down and everything's in there so it won't blow out. This is the receipts that I get from the scrapyard. It shows all the different sorts of metals that they will take. Scrapyards all over the world will take these kinds of metals. You can see here, mine's highlighted as heavy steel, 430 kilo. I don't know what that is in pounds. It's probably close to 1,000. For $78. That's not bad for an hour and a half. Cash money. It's just cash in the pocket. And I mean, I just think that that's great, that you can just go down the river and pick this kind of thing up. This steel has been sitting down in this river for years, decades, and it's just gone ignored. So hopefully you can find a place like this and you can make yourself some quick cash too. It's just, and it is fun. Just remember, you've got to be careful because steel is dangerous. If you drop it on your finger or anything like that, you're going to know all about it. If you like the video, please subscribe, and if you have any friends that like this kind of thing, let them know, and maybe they can subscribe too, because the more subscribers I get, obviously the more I'm going to keep producing videos, because I'm going to know that people like watching them. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll get out and try to make another one soon.